I feel like there's been enough time now since COVID that we have solid data. The data is averaged out and we can learn from that data. And some interesting points to know where we sit currently. 28% is about the normalization of work from home days. People work from home 28% of the time. What I find interesting in this data is even like the city systems, like the public transport in New York City has seen a $2.4 billion drop in revenue. There's this ripple effect. So not only do we have to think about how we design workplaces and commercial buildings, but even cities and infrastructure projects for how to best serve the community if they're not going into work. How do we manage things? So there's a lot to break down in all of this latest data and reporting. I think where a lot of people fall short is like making any recommendations. There's so much data out there on this topic. You see it all over LinkedIn, all over Twitter about the work from home policies and should you enforce work from home or should you be completely flexible? In some ways, the data is pretty clear on that too. Like the companies that allow you to be completely remote or completely flexible have better results across almost every metric, staff retention, performance, even share price. But what do we do about not going into the commercial building? And what biases do people have that are reporting this data? I think that's another big thing. A lot of the data you see on occupancy and commercial real estate and right-sizing it is from real estate companies that want you to go back to the office because they make money based on the square footage of leasing out space to tenants. So if we sort of decouple from that and just look at what's best for the organization, I think clearly hybrid is best. But there's so much to understand, like, well, what is the purpose of the physical space? How do we maintain work culture? How do we manage people if the managers are in a different city to the employees? There's a lot of challenging things, and I don't think there's any one answer or soundbite to such a complex problem. Our unique position at PlaceOS is we can tie into so much real-time data, store that, normalize it, put it into a framework that takes the data and makes it comparable to other data sources. So that's the premise of being an integration platform. And then you can make decisions based on your own data. Every organization is different. Connect to your data sources, your real-time location, your scheduling, your surveys, your subjective feedback that we can quantify with a scoring out of 5 to then make everything comparable and give you decisions you can make on your own space. So, I mean, we could talk about any number of these things.